Today is my friend's birthday, and what better way to celebrate it than cooking a special dinner for him. So come along in the kitchen whilst I show you what I'm preparing today. Here's the thing, my friend doesn't really like trying new foods, and what better way to introduce them to a new international dish that I really like than on their birthday. Hopefully he likes it. So the dish that I'm making today is called Poulet DG. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it that correctly, but it's a dish from Cameroon. A friend recently introduced me to this dish. Being an international student where there are also other students from different countries, you get to experience different cultures, different types of foods just by interacting with people. And one thing that I really like is trying different cuisines. So a friend of mine hooked me up on this recipe and I've been hooked ever since. And I just thought I should share this with others. And for my fellow Zimbabweans who are watching, this is not a banana. It's a plantain.
Emphasis on arizi banana bar.
Don't be mistaken, I'm not cooking bananas here. I'm cooking plantains. If you didn't know, birthdays for me are a very big deal and important. In as much as I want people around me to take my birthday really seriously, I also do the same thing to take their birthdays seriously. I get so much joy in doing these little things. It's not always about finances, but it's about the effort and time that you take into planning certain things that just make others feel like they are wanted and they are loved. Whilst I'm making this meal, let me take you back to where our friendship started. So I've known this friend of mine for more than 15 years. The first time I met this guy was when I was starting my primary education. That was in grade 1. We were in the same class from grade 1 up to grade 7. We were never the closest of friends, but we were just classmates that knew each other. When we went to high school, we separated ways. Then I would occasionally meet this friend of mine at church, since we go to the same church. So eventually when I got admission to come to India, on the day that we were supposed to come, I realized my friend was also amongst the group which was coming to India to study. So they'd used the same agent I was using, but we never knew that our paths would cross like this. Right there at the embassy, I remember our moms saying to us that we should always be part of each other's lives and be our brother's keeper. And ever since, this friend of mine has turned into a little brother that I adore, and I enjoy seeing him grow into the person that he's becoming. So ever since then, I've always known that I have family around, even though we are far away, so many kilometers away from home. I know there's someone who feels like home, who I'm always with. My support system, I'm also his support system. So this friendship has grown over the years, and as it is growing, I'm just happy that I get to do certain things like this as his bigger sister and make sure that there is no gap that you ever feel like he's not home, because we are the home right here. We'll create our own little home far away from home. Now that I've introduced you guys to my friend, let's talk about why I love cooking. So ever since I was a kid, I was obsessed with cooking. I would spend hours on the TV just watching cooking shows and trying to replicate what the chefs will be cooking. So this passion and love for cooking, I carry it wherever I go. So now being in a position whereby I'm an international student in India, I took it with a chance to start learning different types of cuisines. I've been blessed to have friends that share their traditional recipes with me, which I'm always happy to try new food. So if you are not from Zimbabwe, comment down any national dish that you think I should try and that you think I really need to taste before I leave India. And also comment down your family recipes. I'll be glad to do more cooking vlogs like this, trying out new recipes and trying out new cuisines. Remember, in the introduction statement, I mentioned that my friend doesn't like trying new things. And the only thing that was in my head whilst preparing this dish was, is he going to like it? Have I made a terrible mistake by trying to make a new dish to him on his special day? Am I going to ruin his day by making this? I was constantly stressed, especially when he realized that I was cutting something that seems like a banana, and he started laughing and saying, "Ubike, my banana." And once again, these are not bananas, these are plantains. Let's give some respect to plantains, right? So yeah, my heart was just in my chest, beating away just to hopefully say, make this thing delicious. And I just trusted my cooking skills at this point because he had already lost faith in this whole thing. But recently, I gotta say, I have blessed hands. I know how to cook. And if you wanna argue with this, come to my house and I will make you a meal. Then you can argue afterwards or go argue with your ancestors. I don't really care. So yeah, I just continued with the recipe as planned. And for a short breakdown of the recipe, you just cut your plantains, you fry them until they are golden brown, as you've seen. Then some recipes don't boil the chicken, but I decided to boil it. So you boil so that I can increase the flavor. So I boiled the chicken and also fried the chicken. Then you make the sauce, which is what I'm doing right here. I've just finished blending my tomatoes, and into my onion and garlic I added my tomatoes that I've blended. At this point you can add all the spices you want so that you season the sauce really well, because the sauce is the thing that's going to combine both the meat and the plantain to create that delicious gravy. So whilst the sauce is simmering away, you add your plantains and your meat so that all that goodness is incorporated and everything just merges together. So for me, I'd like to add a little bit of water after this. If you have leftover chicken stock, you can add chicken stock, but for me, I use that chicken stock for cooking rice so that my rice would be flavorful. So yeah, this is how it's supposed to look. Then for a twist, I don't know if people do this in Cameroon, but I just had mushrooms and I like experimenting, so I decided to add some mushrooms to my dish, and it tasted really good. Tasted really nice, no lie. So I think the vegetable part, you can really play around with the vegetables that you want to add to your dish. So this is how it looked afterwards with the rice, and it was just time to save it up. So the star of the whole meal was the Poulet DG, but it's not Zimbabwean. It's not a complete Zimbabwean meal if there's no coleslaw on the side. And the eggs were just there because I had eggs in my house. So yeah, I also made him a birthday cake. It's a chocolate cake. So if you also want a cooking video on me making the chocolate cake, the recipe and how to make it so fluffy, please comment down below. If you really want that video, then I'll make it for you guys. This is the end of the video. Here we're just thanking Papa God for life. And you guys,
this voiceover was not feeling well, but I hope you enjoyed it. So please don't forget to subscribe, like, leave a comment, and I love you very much. Mwah.